Have you ever wondered why volcanoes, these fiery mountains, exist and what makes them different from one another? Well, let's start at the beginning. Volcanoes are openings in the Earth's surface that allow hot, molten rock, ash, and gases to escape from below the surface. They are more than just a spectacle of nature. They are a fundamental part of our planet's geology. Volcanoes form when there is an increase in the Earth's internal activity, causing the tectonic plates to move and collide. When these plates shift, magma from the Earth's mantle rises to the surface, creating a volcanic eruption. This eruption can be a quiet flow of lava or a violent explosion of rock and ash, painting a vivid picture of the Earth's raw power. But not all volcanoes are created equal. Their behaviors, sizes, and shapes can vary dramatically. To understand volcanoes better, we need to dig deeper into the different types that exist. Volcanoes are not all the same. They come in three main types: shield, cinder cone, and composite, or stratovolcanoes. Let's begin with shield volcanoes. Imagine a warrior's shield lying on the ground, broad and flat. That's exactly what a shield volcano looks like. Named for their low-profile, shield-like shape, these volcanoes are built by highly fluid lava flows that spread out in all directions from a central summit vent. The resulting volcanoes are wide and gently sloping, resembling a warrior's shield. A prime example of a shield volcano is Mauna Loa in Hawaii, which is not only the largest shield volcano, but also the largest volcano on Earth. Next up are cinder cone volcanoes. These are the classic cone-shaped volcanoes that you might doodle in a sketch. They are formed from particles and blobs of congealed lava ejected from a single vent. As the gas-charged lava is blown violently into the air, it breaks into small fragments that solidify and fall as cinders around the vent to form a circular or oval cone. A well-known cinder cone is the Paricutin volcano in Mexico, which, remarkably, grew from a farmer's cornfield to a height of 424 meters in just 1 year. Finally, we come to the most explosive type, the composite or stratovolcanoes. These volcanoes are built up by many layers or strata of hardened lava, pumice, and volcanic ash. Unlike shield volcanoes, which have a gentle slope, stratovolcanoes have a steeply rising cone punctuated by a small bowl-shaped crater at the top. They are known for their powerful and destructive eruptions. Mount Vesuvius in Italy, famous for its catastrophic eruption that buried the cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum, is a classic example of a stratovolcano. These types of volcanoes differ in size, shape, and behavior, but all are equally fascinating. First on our list are shield volcanoes, named for their broad, shield-like shape. Now, these are not your typical mountainous, pointy-topped volcanoes that you might be imagining. Instead, shield volcanoes are expansive and have gentle slopes, resembling a warrior's shield laid flat on the ground. Shield volcanoes are formed from highly fluid lava flows. Instead of the explosive eruptions we associate with other types of volcanoes, these gentle giants have a different style. Their eruptions are typically quiet and non-explosive, with lava gently oozing out and flowing down the sides, spreading far and wide. This creates the distinctive wide and flat shape of shield volcanoes. Over time, as layer upon layer of lava accumulates, a shield volcano grows in size, creating some of the largest volcanoes on Earth. The lava from these eruptions is usually basaltic, which is low in silica, and allows the lava to flow easily across the landscape. Now, let's take a trip to our first example, Mauna Loa in Hawaii. This is not just a quintessential example of a shield volcano, but also the largest active volcano on our planet. The Hawaiian Islands themselves are all products of shield volcanism. Mauna Loa, meaning long mountain in Hawaiian, is an excellent example of how shield volcanoes can shape the landscape. Its long, gentle slopes stretch over an area around 120 kilometers long and 20 kilometers wide. Another fascinating example is the Olympus Mons on Mars, the largest known volcano in our entire solar system, which is also a shield volcano. It stands at a staggering 22 kilometers high, nearly 3 times the height of Mount Everest. So what can we take away from this? Shield volcanoes are indeed the gentle giants of the volcanic world. They might not have the explosive drama of their counterparts, but their quiet, persistent eruptions have shaped and continue to shape landscapes on Earth and beyond. shield volcanoes with their gentle slopes and vast size show how volcanoes can shape the landscape over millions of years. Next up, we have cinder cone volcanoes, the explosive pyramids of the volcano world. These natural wonders are known for their steep conical shapes and their rather dramatic eruptions. Imagine a cone-shaped hill rising high above the landscape, its slopes covered with cinder-like fragments of dark volcanic rock. That's a cinder cone volcano for you. But how do these fascinating formations come to be? Well, it all starts with an eruption. When there's a volcanic eruption, magma from beneath the Earth's crust is thrown into the air. This magma cools and solidifies into fragments of volcanic rock and ash, which then fall back to the Earth around the vent. Over time, these fragments accumulate and build up around the vent, creating a cone. Now, these cones are usually pretty steep, with slopes that can reach angles of 30 to 40 degrees. Why so steep? It's all thanks to the size and weight of the volcanic fragments. They're generally heavy enough to fall straight down rather than being carried away by the wind, so they pile up right around the vent, creating a steep cone. But don't let their size fool you. Cinder cone volcanoes may be smaller than their shield and stratovolcano cousins, but they're no less impressive. Their eruptions are usually quite dramatic, with fountains of lava shooting up into the sky and rivers of molten rock flowing down their slopes. And speaking of impressive, let's talk about Paricutin in Mexico. This cinder cone volcano sprang up in a cornfield in the span of 1 year, from 1943 to 1944, and grew to a height of 426 meters. Talk about a growth spurt. Cinder cone volcanoes, with their steep slopes and dramatic eruptions, truly are the explosive pyramids of our planet. So the next time you see a cone-shaped hill in the distance, take a moment to marvel at the power and beauty of nature's explosive pyramids. Last but not least, we have stratovolcanoes, the deadly beauties of the volcano world. These are not your everyday run-of-the-mill volcanoes. They stand tall, majestic, and extremely dangerous. Stratovolcanoes, also known as composite volcanoes, are characterized by their large size and symmetrical cone shape. This symmetry, while aesthetically pleasing, is a telltale sign of their potential destructiveness. They are formed over thousands of years through alternating layers of ash and lava, each eruption contributing to their towering stature. But what makes these volcanoes so deadly? Well, it all comes down to the type of magma they produce. Unlike shield volcanoes, which eject runny, fast-moving lava, stratovolcanoes spew out highly viscous, sticky lava. This lava moves slowly, allowing gases to build up within the magma. And when the pressure becomes too great, kaboom! The volcano explodes in a violent eruption, sending pyroclastic flows racing down its slopes. These flows are fast, hot and deadly, burying everything in their path under a thick layer of ash. Now let's take a moment to appreciate one of the most famous stratovolcanoes in the world, Mount Fuji in Japan. This iconic volcano is a classic example of a stratovolcano, with its near-perfect cone shape and history of explosive eruptions. But despite its potential for destruction, Mount Fuji is revered in Japanese culture, its beauty inspiring countless works of art and literature. Stratovolcanoes are indeed a paradox. They are at once beautiful and deadly, inspiring awe and fear in equal measure. They remind us of the power and unpredictability of nature, a force that can create and destroy in equal measure. So the next time you gaze upon a stratovolcano, remember this. Beneath its serene exterior lies a fiery temperament, ready to explode at a moment's notice. Stratovolcanoes, with their symmetrical shape and deadly eruptions, remind us of the beautiful yet dangerous power of nature. So now we know not all volcanoes are created equal. Each type sings a different tune of Earth's fiery symphony. The shield volcanoes, our gentle giants, ooze out lava slowly and steadily, building broad shield-like structures over time. Their eruptions are less violent, more a spectacle of nature's power than a destructive force. Next, we have the cinder cone volcanoes. These explosive pyramids are all about drama. They erupt with a bang, spewing ash and cinder high into the sky, and leave behind steep-sided cones as a testament to their power. Then, there are the stratovolcanoes, the deadly beauties. These are the poster children of volcanoes, with their classic cone shape and a history of devastating eruptions. They're a mix of the other two, alternating between calm lava flows and explosive eruptions. Remember, whether it's a shield, cinder cone, or stratovolcano, each one holds a key to understanding our planet's fiery interior.